Razor Wings is a really good build in Diablo 4 Season 9. I want to show you another Razor Wings build that focuses on potency damage and using the actual skill damage for Razor Wings. The Thorns Razor Wings build has far more damage. It is more for pit pushing because you need to group up the enemies and then you can kill them through your thorns and the broken interactions. Thanks to the free spot in the pants, because we don't need Balasans any longer, we can equip now Aspect of Deflection, and thanks to a change with Season 9, Razor Wings can now spin out again through this mechanic, will deal more damage and in addition also seek the enemies. So that's the reason why this is the perfect speed farm build. If you maintain 100% of your counter attack activation, you're constantly spinning out your Razor Wings again and seeking your targets. If you have enough damage, you will delete every enemy in the open world and in the pit 69 area, so it's a really good build to farm up your Paragon level. As you can just run through your enemies, the Razor Wing charges are also not a big problem with this build because we play with Prodigy's tempo, and with around 17 charges it is enough to maintain your charges. If you still have charge problems, you can use a Harlequin's Crest or the Horologic Jewelry with a 25% cooldown reduction. In addition, we have some cool aspects that will buff the potions damage. We're going to use the Sustained Walk Cross here in this build. We don't even need to level all of our focus skills, so this is also a cool part to use this unique. You only need to press your focus skills 10 times in order to get the maximum damage bonus out of your Sustained Walk Cross here. As I said, it's a perfect pit speed farming build and an overworld speed farming build. If you also want to push higher, I can recommend you my different Thorns builds, which will clear 100 plus for you.
Hey guys, what's up? Angren with another Diablo 4 Spiritborn Season 9 build guide, and after the quick introduction I want to show you the kinda different version of, let's gonna start right into the gear. So the first big important part is the Sustained Walk Cross. Yeah, we're gonna get chance for potency skills to deal double damage. We're also gonna get dex, and also your focus skills benefit from all of the upgrades, and they increase the damage of your potency skills by 24% up to 250%. So that means we don't need to skill any of our focus skills, and also we don't need to put any points into our focus skills because we have every upgrade of them, so we have more room for some passives because this build is really passive, heavily reliant. I will also show you this in the skill tree section, so make sure to watch the video until then so you know how this build will work completely. And after we used focus skills, we're gonna get more damage with our potency skills, and we're gonna have Vortex and our Ravager as our focus skills, and we need to activate like 10 focus skills to get the maximum damage bonus. So this is pretty good in like the open area farming or in some low pit farming, but it isn't that good against bosses. I will come to that later, how you can fix this against bosses. And also get a GA on your chance for potency skills to deal double damage, and also dexterity, and then triple crit your chance for potency skills to deal double damage. So in addition, we're also gonna have the Harmony of Ebewaka, so we don't play with that broken Jaguar interactions, because we also gonna play with the unyielding hits aspect, and then we need to activate our gorilla skills, so we're gonna play with that. Maybe I will find another way so I can switch to the broken Jaguar interactions. It will give us Thorns, which we don't need, and also a barrier, so we don't need it as a rune word. So why the Harmony of Ebewaka? We're gonna deal 30% higher spirit type we're gonna have, and because we're gonna tag with our Razor Wings and we have Gorilla and also the Jaguar activated, we're gonna deal up to 90% more damage. So you can also go for things like Hair of Perdition when you need your chance, but I solved this with another way because I went for the Xan rune, so I always kinda crit. On top of that, your secondary Spirit Hall will also be your main Spirit Hall, so that means you're also gonna benefit from the Jaguar bonuses. That is the second part, and try to get HA on all stats and also triple crit your all stats or damage reduction. So in addition, we have the Razor Wing charters. You maybe know this from my normal Razor Wing setup with the Thorns build and the Nox Resonance, but now we have a natural cooldown reduction, so we don't need that much of our Razor Wing charges. So we have two Razor Wing charge rings. You don't even need to crit it. crit. It is fine if you just get your triple crit on your potency damage, and then you're gonna have around 15 charges, which is fine. And thanks to Prodigy's Tempo, we're gonna reset the cooldown of our Razor Wings pretty easily, and then we're also gonna have the Hunter for it. Okay, now let's discuss the aspects. So the most important aspect is the aspect of unyielding hits. So you're gonna get more damage the more armor you have, and you need around 5,000 armor. So it caps out at 5,000 armor with the 1,500 bonus weapon damage. So you need a G8 total armor on your amulet, and you also need to triple crit it as far as I know. Then also get armor on your pants and also armor on your boots. I don't have it yet because I'm still building around this build. Then you should be close to 5k armor, and if you still need armor, then you can also get something like your incense or maybe armor on your gloves. So yeah, try to get 5k armor. It is pretty important. Then we're also gonna have the aspect of redirected force. It will give us more crit strike damage, the more chance of block we're gonna have. It is still good because it is still one of the best aspects, and thanks to Xanun, we're also gonna crit pretty often, and we're also gonna have kinda maximum block chance through our armored hide, and armored hide gets more active duration through our pants, and you can even go on amulet for the armored hide active duration. We have the Razor Wings aspects with the aspect of fleet wings. So our Razor Wings is now incarnate skill, and we're also gonna get 2.5% more potency skill damage per active Razor Wing. So it's also pretty important to have many active Razor Wings, and we're gonna get this with the aspect of deflection, because as long as we have our counterattack active, our Razor Wings will always fly out again after they come back to us. So make sure that you always keep this up. And then we're also gonna have the aspect of endless talent. So our Razor Wings, so the damage of our Razor Wing, so the Razor Wing hits increase the damage our eagle skills gonna do. And last but not least, we're also gonna have the adventurers aspect with more ferocity charges. It will give us more attack speed. For mythics, we only have short of false death, triple crit, your all stats. As I said, you can also get a hair of petition if you want to go for a crit chance and you don't have the Xan rune. For runes, we're also gonna have the Ahau Xan rune, so we're gonna deal critical strike damage. I will still change this out with some other trigger rune, and we're also gonna have the Yule Quacks rune after we cast a skill with a cooldown 8 times. So we need to cast 8 Razor Wings. We're gonna get 100% more damage for 1 second. We'll also kind of change this up. So for the general stats of our gear, you kind of want to have a G attack speed on all of your gear pieces that you can get. So on gloves and on your 2 rings, because we kind of want to hit a high attack speed cap. Right now I still don't properly know which attack speed caps are for Razor Wings, but a Discord community member currently testing out the Razor Wing attack speed caps, and then I will know more. In addition, we're also gonna hit dexterity on all of these parts and max life on your 2 rings. As I said, we kind of don't need crit chance because I'm playing with the Xan rune, but you also need to have Ales, so you can cap your all res. As you can see, I still don't have max res, so get all res on your hands and at least 1 ring. If you still need more, then get it on the 2nd ring. And for our tempers, get potency damage on all of our offensive stats, and for your depth tempers, you can get armored hide active duration, so you have 100% of your armored hide, and also you can get barrier churn if you still need some barrier churn. In addition, just look out at my Charbelana, there you can see every piece of gear, how you should get your gear together and which things you should temper and mass work all to the top. For Horror-Trick Spellcraft, and as shown in the introduction, this is currently a test that I'm doing because it is like the perma teleport with all the Necro, Sorks and Barbs going on, and I'm trying to reproduce it for the Spiritborn, and it can kind of work with Razor Wings. You need the floaty bubble with the cosmic anomalies together, and if you have 5 anomalies, to activate the anomalies, you kind of dash around, and if you're gonna cast your first anomaly again while you're gonna casting, then you're gonna insta-blink through the whole map. I still need to test it out, and honestly, I don't really know right now how the proper mechanic is. You can also check out my live streams on on TikTok, YouTube and Twitch, where I will also test this out. And then also go for the gleaming conduit. It is also for the floaty bubble and the cosmic anomaly, and then also the bottle wind. So we're gonna have a barrier up to 50%. And for your infusion, go for the thunderous particle. So we're gonna do lightning damage. For your heraldic jewelries, get the elemental brand. As a catalyst, skill deals 33% weapon damage of your infusion's element over 3 seconds. I think it's also a part that is needed for the floaty bubble teleport trick. We're gonna have the heraldic jewelry where we're gonna deal 20% more elemental damage, and also the one where we're gonna get primary core stat, max life, and we're also gonna unhindered and spawn our own heraldic jewel crafts. For normal games, get dexterity in your armor when you have your max barrier set. So for our skill tree, and it is pretty passive heavily. Get to your focus skills, just skill anything on your core and your basic skills. Then for your focus skills, get all of your passives here. Understand power and apex max, your 1 point focal point, diminishment and mirage. For your defensive skills, get armored hide, that's also reinforced armored hide, and also get your perseverance for more damage reduction. Get also counterattack, as also reinforced counterattack, so we're gonna do more crit strike damage, and then also max out your auspicious, so we have a passive barrier chain. For your potions skills, go for max resilience, so that means we have 20% more max life, and because all of our skills are gorilla skills, we're also going to do more damage with that. And for your Razor Wings, max out Razor Wings, as also the poised Razor Wings. Then for your passives, get max into vehemence for more potency skill damage, max into potent and furnace, because our Razor Wings is now a Jaguar spell. And for ultimate skills, get hunter, as also max into supremacy, and for our key passive, get the Prodigy's Tempo. For Paragon board, get your Talon in your first board, then get to your drive board, because we're constantly moving, we're also gonna get increased damage. Yeah, I will also try this out. Maybe I will also change this, and then also get a Colossal Cleave. We are also really gonna get more Razor Wings damage. And then for next board, get Convergence, as also the Kenny. You will max out Convergence with Kenny pretty alone. For your second last board, get Vicious Shields, as also Spirit for more crit strike damage. And for your last board, get your Sapping, as also the full minute Cleave for more lightning damage. And after you have set your cliffs and your legendary powers set in stone, then just get to the rest cap, and most important, armor to get you to your 5k armor cap. And after that, max out more of your glyphs and then get more max life, because max life is not that important, because yeah, it is a pretty chill farm build and we don't push with it. We also don't have a constantly danger of dying. For rotation, it is pretty simple. Just always spam your Ravager, as also your Vortex. So you're gonna get the max damage from your sustained War Crows here, and then always cast your Razor Wings and also leave your counter attack on active, and try to always have this active, and then get your Hunter before your Razor Wings runs out. So it's pretty important to cast the Razor Wings before you're gonna cast your Hunter, so you're gonna reset all of your Razor Wing charges. And also try to get Armored Hide, it's always active, so you're gonna get more crit strike damage. I hope I could show you a pretty cool speed farm build. It is not the best build, and it's also kind of more off meta build, and it's also way weaker than the Thorns Razor Wing build, but it's a completely other build, and it is kind of speed farming build. So yeah, write down some questions in the comments down below. And also follow me on TikTok and Twitch, and also leave us up on YouTube here. And I would also appreciate a lot if you're gonna get a new channel member, my YouTube channel, and I will also put some new icons for the live stream chat. So until the next video, bye.